Well, spring break season is upon us, and many people will be heading to the beach to shake off those winter blues.
All right, your fun in the sun, though, could be wrecked by a slimy, stinky visitor, and it's showing up at some of the most popular destinations. We do want to bring in Dr. Tracy Fanara from Inspector Planet. Thank you so much for being with us. We're back at it yet again. Where do we have this high concentration of sargassum, and where has it been detected? Where is it headed? Where do I need to avoid?
Yeah, so right now we have three main patches: the Western Atlantic, the Eastern Atlantic, and the Caribbean. The Western Atlantic and the Caribbean, we're at record high amounts right now, 3 times what is normal for this time of year, 13.7 million tons. It's like 100 football stadiums filled from the bottom all the way to the top deck.
Oh
my gosh.
That is ridiculous. So do we know why it's so bad this year?
Well, we know why it's earlier, right? We have these strong easterly trade winds bringing these sargassum mats to the West and to the Caribbean earlier than normal. It's traveling at like 20 miles per day, and we're about 6 to 8 weeks ahead of schedule. Now, with warming temperatures, of course, the sargassum loves this, but it's biology. Biology is always tough. It's never just one thing. It's a perfect storm of things when these blooms get to this kind of situation.
So when I was a kid, I would basically swim in anything. All right.
And you'd swim in that?
Well, probably if I'm going to the beach with my family. So I want to ask Dr. Fanara, is this unhealthy for humans? Like, are we still able to walk through it, or should we just avoid the beach?
That's a really good question. So this macroalgae or this seaweed doesn't release a toxin, right? But during its travel, it picks up a lot of heavy metals like arsenic and other pollutants. And when it starts to die and decompose, it can release hydrogen sulfide and ammonia, which can cause eye irritation, respiratory issues. So being around decaying algae isn't your smartest thing to do.
All I know is it stinks a lot of times when it's sitting out
piles
there in
up.
the sun. Yeah, so are there any benefits to this? Can we repurpose
what do we do with it?
Is there, reduce the environmental impacts? Does it impact the fish and other animals?
Yeah, so that's the dichotomy of this species, right? Everything in moderation is good, and sargassum has historically been really important for habitats. It brings over juvenile fish that are economically beneficial, like amberjack, sea turtles, things like that. But when it gets to this mass amounts on the shorelines, it can be really problematic for those sea turtles to hatch their eggs, to get onto the surface, because we have this huge mat. But some places are trying to repurpose the sargassum. As I said earlier, we do have heavy metals, some pollutants associated with it. So eating it might not be the best idea. But in Costa Rica, they're trying to use sargassum for building materials, which is super interesting. So yes, it's ecologically important, but in these mass amounts can be ecologically devastating.
So some of the most beautiful beaches that we're going to vacation here over the next several weeks, do some of those beaches, I know they already, clean up the sand from pollutants. We only have about 40 seconds left, but do they push some of this out away into piles so you can still enjoy the sand, or no? They just leave it there?
Yeah, I mean, in the Caribbean, in Mexico, and in Florida, all these places, they have really strategic ways of getting rid of the sargassum as fast as possible to protect tourism. So just because a place is getting some sargassum blooms doesn't mean that you shouldn't visit there. And there's beaches nearby that might not be affected. So please check with wherever you're traveling.
Right.
In 10 seconds, Dr. Fanara, is there a website we can go to see where we can and can't go because of sargassum?
Yeah, sargassummonitoring.org, and also the USF and NOAA websites on sargassum.
Boom, there you go. Dr. Tracy Fanara from Inspector Planet.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.